Hello and welcome to Mabinda TV. Hello and welcome to Good News Africa. So basically, do you think, I think Rigathi Gachagua should tone down on Kikuyu nationalism? I just think that the former deputy president has milked this Kikuyu thing so much. I think Gachagua should tone down on Kikuyu nationalism. Of course, we should all be proud of our cultures. We should all be proud of our heritage. It is we didn't choose to be born that tribe, and I think yes, we need to promote our cultures. You need to promote our health, but then they should not be overriding the overriding thing in our politics. And I think if we put tribe as the overriding thing in our politics, then people will not seek issues and ideology. And I think that is how we sacrifice good leaders in Kenya. That is how we sacrifice great leaders. We sacrifice them at the altar of the tribe, and that should just change. So basically, you can see Gachagua is seeking to be the Mount Kenya kingpin. Of course, we still don't know how much of a support President William Ruto has lost in Mount Kenya, but he has lost quite a chunk of votes, but not the whole of it. So Gachagua is seeking to negotiate based on his DCP party. He wants his DCP party to win elections in the Mount Kenya region. And of course, you have at least 10 counties are majority Kiko counties. So that will be a lot of influence that Rigathi Gachagua will be having in seeking to become the regional kingpin of Mount Kenya. But then, of course, we have the rule in Kenyan politics is that you first of all become your tribal kingpin and then seek alliances elsewhere in order to become president. That is what Jomo Kenyatta played by. That is what Daniel Arap Moi, the second president of Kenya, played by. That is how Kibaki and Uhuru played by, and William Ruto, of course, is no exception. So basically, you must win the support of your tribe first before you ascend to national office. That's just the way it is. But I think Gachagua is overdoing it. Basically, I think he needs to basically know the rights of the Kikus. What he is agitating for Kikus is basically also what Kenyans need. And so basically, it should be more national. The Gachagua should have more executive decorum as you will have the standard columnist Barack Moluka says that is Gachagua should have executive decorum. So basically, I think President William Ruto, of course, is in Kalenjin, has the support of the Kalenjin, but of course, it is the Kikos who put him into state house. Of course, Raila Odinga had tried several times to get the mountain vote, but he never got it. But then, of course, you had the Kikos voting for you had the Kikos voting for I think William Ruto, and of course people are surprised how come the Kikos rejected Raila Odinga and chose to back William Ruto. Of course now they have no doubt. Of course it was Uhuru Kumi, Ruto Kumi, and now of course the re-election of President William Ruto hangs in the balance. He still doesn't know. Without the Kiko votes, the maths will be very complicated. Of course, we don't know whether Ruto will capture the late Raila Odinga's backyard of Western Coast and Nyanza. Of course, there will be so much less enthusiasm. Think of a place such as Nyanza. If Raila was their man and they never surpassed the 70% voting turnout, then what will be the turnout when President Ruto is contesting? This is why, of course, that running mate position for William Ruto, I think he will still retain Professor Kindiki as his running mate. I think if he doesn't, then he will be risking a lot. Since, of course, yes, he could get the support, but then you have places such as Western Coast and Nyanza. The turnout was notoriously low for Raila Odinga. How much less will it be for William Ruto? So, of course, now that is something that William Ruto should interrogate. So, I think for Gachagua, go slow on Kikuyu nationalism, realize that whatever problems the Kikuyu are facing are the same problems that the Luo are facing, are the same problems that the Kalenjins are facing. Basically, a go slow on Kikuyu nationalism. I think that is what will endear you to the Kenyans. Basically, yes, I know, of course, there are specific problems of Central Kenya region, such as prices of tea, coffee, such as prices of tea, coffee, or maybe horticulture for Kikos. But then these are problems that also affect the Kisis. These are problems that affect other Kipsigis in Rift Valley. Think of it that way. When you fight with a common Kenyan, and then you unite them behind you in trying to figure out how to be able to fend for themselves. So please, Gachagua, tone down on Kikuyu nationalism so that then Kenya can move forward. The problem with tribalism has really messed up this country. Look at the way we vote based on tribe. The voting patterns of the university professor the voting patterns of the university professor and his related cousin in the village is exactly the same. What is the surname of the electoral candidate? If they have the same surname as us, we say they are one of our own and we vote them in. Look, we voted for ICC indictees, basically people that wanted for crimes against humanity, a forced transplant of people. We voted ICC suspects in Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. But then, of course, that was because they had garnered the support of the Kikuyu and the Kalenjin. So basically, we vote based on tribe, and I think that should change. We should be voting based on issues and ideology. I don't know when I will stop beseeching Kenyans. Let's not prostrate our tribes, our nationhood at the altar of the tribe, and that is what I would hope that Gachagua will listen to, and Gachagua will stop that incessant and campaign as if he were a Kenyan. Of course, he has revived, he wants to revive GEMA, and of course, Gachagua wants to revive GEMA, and of course, with that "Hey cousin" thing, "Hey cousin," he is telling Kamba that there is cousins, basically trying to bring up the old GEMA back. Of course, if that was the case, then I think maybe Kalonzo Musyoka could be the preferred presidential candidate of the opposition. But then, of course, we will wait and see. Of course, Kalonzo is more diplomatic in his confrontation with rival politicians. He is the quintessential gentleman of Kenyan politics. But of course, if Gachagua gives him support, then of course you will expect that he will demand maybe even 70% of the seats to go to Kiku's cabinet positions. So maybe senior state appointments. Gachagua will demand that senior state appointments go to the Kikuyu. So basically, I think Gachagua should go down, should tone down on Kikuyu nationalism, and that is the way this country will be liberated. So bye for now till the next time. Bye for now.